go for the last session. And yes, thank you, Saurabh, for joining in. And we have Saurabh, and we have also, uh, yeah, just give me a minute. So Saurabh is the lead technical writer, Nimblework. 16 years of experience he's had. 10 years plus as a technical writer based out of Pune. Leads the content and communication team, specializing in creating multimedia content, e-learning to technical writing. Collaborated with 6 companies. Refined his skills in user manual, and yeah, outside of work, loves to cook and travel. I like that. Very cool. And Balaji, yes, we have Balaji also, who will be sharing the stage in presenting. He's got 5 years of experience, both software and hardware documentation, based out of Bangalore. He's got a diverse portfolio of videos, training material, explainer videos, anything to enhance learning and engagement, right? So he also refines expertise in clear, concise technical writing using ChatGPT, Napkin AI, creating whimsical diagrams and others across diverse formats. So, wow, we've got an amazing combo going on here. And with no further ado, Balaji, Saurabh, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Jude. So, good afternoon, everyone. And a big thank you to the TWT team for providing me and Balaji this wonderful platform to share our experience in integrating AI into our day-to-day work. Uh, Balaji, can you present the slide?
Okay, Bala is just joining. I think he has network issue.
Okay.
Yeah, Bala, have you joined? Bala, are you on mute and trying to speak? We can't hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, Balaji, we can hear you.
Okay, let me check my internet speed. It's good. Let me present my screen.
Yeah, please present.
Can you see my screen?
The slide is not visible. Yeah, we can see the slide now.
Okay. Yes.
I think there is a lag. Okay. Okay. Can you? This is a slideshow, right?
Can I rejoin? Lag? Is there a lag?
Yes.
I'll rejoin. Give me a second.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So till the time Balaji rejoins, let me continue. So basically, just to add to our introduction, as Jude pointed out, we work at Nimblework, and our product is basically about AI-powered visual project management tool. So in which you can create tasks and conduct team collaboration, keeping the humanized touch along with it. Okay. So to make it easier to understand, you can compare our tool with Asana or Jira. But I would say ours, I would say, is having a bit ease to use of AI UI end and captures various aspects of agile methodology. The reason I'm sharing this information is because as we start our session, we will be taking our own product documentation as examples. Okay, so at that moment, you guys will be able to relate to it. You will be able to understand, okay, what the prompts are talking about. The prompt is talking about certain related to agile methodology or something related to that, which is coming up with a response of showing certain features which are related to project management. So If I give you this as an I'm just providing you this information so that upfront, so that when we are adding those prompts and the responses that you see, you are able to relate it. So these are all responses coming related to the project management tool. Okay. And lastly, we hope that by the end of this session, you will have some practical insights to take back and apply in your own work. So yeah, so Balaji, have you rejoined?
Yes, I think it should be clear now. Please check.
Yes, your voice is clear. We can see your video. Okay.
Okay.
And
Sorry,
now the
guys.
slide is coming. Yeah, it's visible. Fantastic. So
Yeah.
let's start with our presentation on AI for technical writing and video creation. Balaji, up to you.
Yes. So the agenda of this session is basically mastering ChatGPT for documentation, creating documentation using ChatGPT, and it's not the end, right? So tools beyond ChatGPT and how to create scripts and maybe more specifically videos using AI tools. So with that, let's start with a quote. Fifthly, she is a Chinese-born American scientist who built AI startup called World Labs after post ChatGPT arrival. Basically, she used AI to basically build this the World Labs company uh, using the ChatGPT. And surprisingly, this company has become a $1 million company within 4 months. And the takeaway is that's the power of AI. And she said it's not an AI is not a substitute for human intelligence. Instead, it's something to amplify human creativity. That being said, you need to be up to date with the AI, or else you'll be falling behind. Whether you are a developer, technical writer, or a business owner, things are changing incredibly fast. So you need to be up to date with AI. Okay, so with that, let's start with mastering ChatGPT. Like many of us will directly go to ChatGPT, tend to ask questions in ChatGPT, but that's not the best practice. To get better and accurate results, it's important to customize the ChatGPT as per your preference. You know, so let's see how we do that. First, when you come to ChatGPT, it's not directly asking question. Go to settings part under my profile. Here, come to personalization, custom instruction. Nor you can get this the same here, customized ChatGPT. So here under custom instruction, basically provide the context about yourself. In the first, there are two questions here. Here, you need to introduce about yourself to ChatGPT. Basically, provide the context about yourself. Your role, be it content writer, technical writer, or documentation. Your role of designation, basically. The purpose of using ChatGPT and the subject or category of your company, whether it is software development or product management, or it is some related to marketing, any kind of industry, mention that, or any other details relevant to your documentation needs about yourself that you wanted to inform ChatGPT about with respect to documentation. Now, how would ChatGPT like to respond to that any query that you ask? You need to define ChatGPT's response style. The tone, be it conversational, informational, the formal tone, or you need a controversy response. Add the style guides if you need. And what is your for example, we all tend to ask question the ChatGPT in English, but if you need response in other languages, let's say Telugu, Kannada, or any of the regional languages or international languages for that matter. ChatGPT does support around 80 languages, I guess. So you can get the response in the specified language. And who is your target audience? Is be it for example, Nimble Work is a company where I work. Over there, the target audience mostly will be the Americans. So for me, Americans are the target audience. And any additional information like examples, guides, or step-by-step instructions, you can mention all those things here. Okay? Then come to the memory part. Whenever you keep, I mean, we keep using ChatGPT, right? It keeps saving the memory. So you have to be aware that after using ChatGPT for a while, it keeps saving the important things in the memory. That's the base. That's the ChatGPT policy itself. And if you don't want that, just turn it off. Okay. Then, yeah, I mean, let's say you are in the middle of documentation. If you want ChatGPT to follow certain rule, let's say MSTP, you just say the ChatGPT always follow MSTP guidelines while you giving response, and save this in your memory at any given point of in time. Say just give this last sentence, save this in memory. It will save that particular thing in the memory, the rule basically that you are trying to define. So apart from that, you can go to other options if you want. I'll cover the important ones. Here in the profile builder section, you can add the other links. Let's say here your company knowledge base, or link your LinkedIn profile, or any other relevant things with respect to documentation. What it does is, whenever you give more input to the ChatGPT, that means you are training the ChatGPT with respect to that. If I give my LinkedIn profile, it will assess, okay, this guy is technical writer and from this company, and he's well versed with these tools, and might be he's working on this area. It will assess that. Okay. So that is how you need to customize ChatGPT. After that, you can create your own version of ChatGPT itself. Matlab, I have created, this is my company Nimble ChatGPT extension I have created. You can create your own version of ChatGPT under my profile. My ChatGPT is here. This is only available for premium users. Now, what you are essentially doing here is that you are creating an AI assist. I have created AI assist for my documentation for Nimble work. Okay. So here you give all the inputs regarding your documentation, whether you can upload entire documentation of your knowledge base, add it here, and what kind of instructions you give it over there, and start as the questions that most likely you ask. If you are not well sure about this, go here, create section, just keep asking. For example, I'll show one example how to create one. Okay, I'm saying I would like to create new custom GPT that helps in creating and updating nimblework.com documentation. Okay, I hope you guys are in sync. I didn't lose connection. Okay.
No, it's fine. Continue.
Yeah, I said it is asking to choose the name. Is it Nimble Doc Assist is okay? Yes, I'm fine with that. As soon as you say yes, it is generating the logo for you. And you can preview the same here. Okay. Yeah, I say, yeah, perfect. Okay. Always fear of losing connection. Then I want ChatGPT. For what purpose I am using ChatGPT? Let's say I want you to help in Nimblework documentation. You represent a Nimblework company. Please be informative, instructional. Stick to the task of helping people with documentation. If people try to go off topic, please bring back to the conversation. I mean, so we don't want other than nimblework.com, anything. So this is a rule. And also ask what the ChatGPT you want. I mean, uh, what are the other things that you want ChatGPT to do? So just post that. Okay. Now I'm saying I'll add complete user guide. Shall I add Nimble complete user guide? Yes, definitely. So basically, you can upload your entire knowledge base, just like we do in RoboHelp or any other WordPress. Just upload it here. That will be saved in the memory or in this particular Nimble Assist plugin. And the responses, or whenever you say update this particular part of the article, it just updates that and give the updated content. Okay, and that's exactly how I have created this Nimble Buddy extension. Okay, so I'll explain these extensions in the later on. So with that, we'll move to the next slide. Pro tip: most of you are in free version users. So when you're customizing ChatGPT, please stick to one particular category. Whether if you are using for documentation, just in the while customizing your profile, please stick to one, like documentation itself. Don't bring up unrelated topics like politics or geography or any other things. By doing that, what it happens is, if you add so many categories in every chat that you open in in chat gpt, you wanna again keep on saying, I am a technical writer in this so and so company, I do this, and the purpose of you here is that you need to help me in this particular. You keep on saying this particular thing in every chat to get accurate results that we're going to discuss in later stages. But yeah, so bottom line, keep the things in one particular category while customizing. So yeah, creating documentation using ChatGPT. Saurabh will take this up.
Yeah.
Saurabh?
Thanks, Balaji. Yeah. So so now that we have understood, like mostly all of us, while we were using ChatGPT in the past, we always used to come to ChatGPT. We used to add the prompt, expect the response, and we used to go out like, okay, this is the response, and that's it. Like, this is what I was expecting. But now what Balaji has shown, that customization is available, settings are available, so many other plugins are available. Those things will be discussed in the next few slides. But now we are aware about it, like, okay, I can now customize my ChatGPT. I can actually create a ChatGPT out of a ChatGPT. So for my own usage, according to that. So those are certain things we have gone and understood in the previous slides. And now that we have customized and everything we have done, let's switch into like how we are going to create the documentation using ChatGPT. Over here, what we are going to cover is, we are going to cover how to prompt, certain rules that we need to follow while adding the prompts to ChatGPT. Then we are going to we are going to take one simple generic example, WhatsApp documentation. The purpose behind it is like, we are going to show how a generic application, when searched and when we are adding a prompt for that and expecting a response, how it is an accurate response as compared to when we actually provide a precise example of certain feature which has just got launched and is just now available on the website. Okay, so over there in the precise example, we are going to show our own product mobile documentation. And lastly, we are going to discuss about documentation with screenshots. Okay, so saying that, let's go to the next slide, which is related to how to prompt. So certain things will now get repeated, as Swanalata has actually covered few points in her session, in the previous session. So, and along with that, these points that we have actually listed down over here are the same certain things which, as a technical writer or a content writer, you guys might be following on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so similar things we are also following when we are writing down prompts. So like first we have mentioned, be clear and specific. So and as an example over here mentioned, like explain how AI can help in documentation. But what it should be like, it should like list 3 ways AI can assist technical writers in creating user manuals, focusing on tools that automate content generation and quality checks. So I am now in the second point. I am actually very much clear and what I need. I need 3 ways of AI can assist technical writers and also focusing on these other certain points that I want. So according to that, you will get an accurate response rather than getting a vague response. Like it will just provide you a lot of gyan, lot of knowledge. Okay. If I just ask like explain how AI can help in documentation, then I will again reiterate and again keep on asking rather than doing be clear and specific. Next would be provide the context. So what are the best tools for documentation? It will provide you n number of tools. Okay. So rather than doing that, what we can do is I'm a technical writer creating API documentation. What are the best tools for automating API documentation, which is what I am working on, right? Tasks such as generating examples or validating. So I am giving the context to the chat GPT, and according to that, you will see your responses are much more accurate, what you were desired. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Yeah. Set the tone or style. So write an introduction for a user guide. So it will provide you, it will provide an introduction, but what kind of tone? Like every organization must be have set some tone or style for their organization that they need to follow, right? So when you're adding that prompt, rather add like write a friendly and professional introduction for a user guide on a project management tool, welcoming users and highlighting the key features. So you are providing the tool like a friendly and a professional introduction. So according to that, whatever you are expected in your documentation, you will be getting at that kind of focused response. Then using examples for clarity. Explain how to use glossary in documentation. So it will just provide you with a response. But what I want is like I wanted it to be alphabetically in order. It should be presented and all those things. So what I can tweak the prompt to be it like explain how to use a glossary in documentation. For example, include details on how to link glossary terms within the text and present them alphabetically on a dedicated section. So it will actually, when I am providing it an example, like this is what I want, according to that, it is providing with a much better response. Going to the one more point that we have mentioned in how to prompt is like experiment with iterations. So summarize a technical document for beginners. Instead of that, what I will do is summarize this technical document for beginners, that is fine. But start with a short summary of the main points, then refine it into a step-by-step explanation suitable for non-technical use. So I am basically not asking the ChatGPT to provide the entire thing at a point because it will be very difficult even for us to consume when we are reading through it. So why not ask it at a short by short, step-by-step thing? Okay. Uh, Before we go to the next slide, one thing is like we will be sharing this slide with every one of you. So I'm not going to ChatGPT right now and showing you that what kind of responses we are getting. But as a practice, you guys can even use these examples, ask the ChatGPT with a don't and with a do, and just check like what kind of response it is getting. So you guys will be able to relate at that moment also. But it is very much simple and self-explanatory. So I'm not getting into ChatGPT right now. Okay.
By the way, we will be showing in the demo how we are prompting
Prompting, yeah.
this particular thing in the demo. So we are not just presenting, and we'll show actual demo as well.
Everyone.
So,
So, yeah.
sorry, sir, continue.
Yeah. So now rules for prompting. So be specific but not overly complicated. Like what happens is like as a manager, your one of the product manager might be telling you like this is what is the functionality, this is what we want, and all. One other project manager will come and tell you something else. Some developer will tell you. So all those things are there in your mind, and you cannot just throw it away to the chat GPT and expect a response. Okay. So try to be very much specific and try to avoid complexity. Keep it simple. Don't treat it like a human. Treat it like a proper bot for getting an accurate response. Okay. Uh, Next is like use the keywords. So tell me about AI in documentation. Rather, I will say, how does AI improve content generation? So I'm adding those keywords over there. So providing those keywords, it will actually provide me with a proper response and an accurate response and not a complete vague response, which is like, yeah, about AI in documentation will give you a lot of gyan. Again, that knowledge might be useful, might not be useful. What I am looking for is content generation and proofreading. So that's the reason provide those keywords. Next slide. Yeah. Keep prompts actionable. So talk about AI and writing tools. I will rather suggest is like list 3 AI tools for writing, describe their key features, and explain how they benefit. So keep your prompts actionable. Like I want 3 AI tools, I want this thing, I want the key features. That's all. So keep it actionable. Set word limits if necessary. This is something which I guess even in schools, or that time also we used to get like write an essay in 150 words or something. On the same lines, I've given this example over here also. If you add like an example, if you say that provide me the entire thing, it will just again give you a lot of paragraphs about something rather than whatever is your concise, whatever your organization is following, keep it concise. So keep it concise. Okay. Next slide. Avoid multiple unrelated questions in one prompt. As I mentioned earlier also, like try to keep it simple, try to avoid complexity. So over here, as you can see, what are the best AI tools for documentation? Also, how do these tools ensure? Over here, just divide these prompts into multiple prompts and ask the question. Once it gets a provides a response, and then go ahead with the next question. Okay. So saying this, now let's jump into the demo. So Balaji, can you keep the comparison mode of when we have asked this question in
Yeah.
two different chats? Then I can actually explain it to everyone. So over here, what Balaji is now doing is he has basically we have actually already asked chat GPT like to create a TOC for the WhatsApp user guide. Okay, and the the reason I have asked him to open these two chat GPTs is like one of the chat GPT is having all my customization and everything done. Okay,
The first
over
this
here,
one.
over here, Balaji has actually explained the persona, the standards need to be followed and everything. And one of the chat GPT is completely memoryless. It doesn't know you. It doesn't know the profile. It doesn't know anything about you. Okay, so yeah, well, you can go to the
Yeah,
response.
it doesn't have any memory, by the way.
Yeah.
So this is with memory, that is premium tool. So it has a lot of data in the memory. This tool, this GPT doesn't have memory, and it is not a premium tool, and it is free. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So one thing that we will notice now is both the responses, both the prompt that we have added is the same. And again, the responses also in both of these chat GPTs are almost similar and they are almost 70 to 80% accurate to what we are using as a WhatsApp. Okay. The reason being over here is that we have been using WhatsApp on a broader way, and like it's already there are tons of articles already available in Google. So what how the ChatGPT works is basically like whatever prompt you're adding, it will go to the web, search for it, come back and provide you with the response. Now, since when it went to the web, it was able to find and fetch lot of details, lot of data to WhatsApp, and which were very much used for last many years. It was easier for it to provide with the accurate response. Okay, so saying that it doesn't mean that if I am tomorrow asking for my own product documentation, it will be able to give you an accurate response. So okay, so the main purpose behind us for showing this is that if one of the application for which you are creating a document is widely used, there are many users, it's already available on web, and it has been there on web for many years, it will be providing you with a 70 to 80% accurate information as compared to a precise document for which like we are trying to create again a similar kind of TOC or something. So Balaji, can you go to the Nimblework mobile documentation example now? Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we are coming to a precise thing. So this is what we have done over here is we have added this prompt like create a Tim Nimblewalk mobile user guide TOC for beginners. Okay. So now, and I am providing the style guide as MSTP tone. I have set over here instructional tone, and it has it. What it will do it will go to the web. It will run through every all of the whatever things are available on the internet, and it will actually provide you with a response with a TOC. Now over here the TOC as we were expecting it might not be according to there are various features that are not there like core tasks settings and preference, troubleshooting and support. Those things we have actually not mentioned, and these are certain things which it is hallucinating that maybe this is required, and that's the reason it is actually providing us with this kind of response. What we will do is we will not tweak the prompt a little bit. We will come over here and yeah, and show the next prompt.
One second. So first prompt is this one now.
Yeah. So now if you see what we have done is we have tried to narrow down the search by saying that I'm a technical writer at
One
Nimble
minute.
Work.
Can you hold on? Oh, 1 minute. The reason we took Nimblework mobile user guide as an example is that this is very much new mobile application that is available on the internet. So we recently published this one. So there is no data on that. So that is the reason it is giving some random TOC.
Yeah.
Whereas compared to more WhatsApp, it has accurate. So I mean, whatever here it is not even 10% close. The first, and you also need to think this is the first prompt. Now, what we do, Saurabh, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, I can see the first prompt that you have added. I am a technical. Yeah. So over here, as we said, we have now narrowed down its search. We have now told it that we are a technical writer from a Nimble work, and we are responsible for creating and managing. So it knows your profile. It understands that you are some person from Nimble work, and then we are adding the same prompt now, like create a Nimblework mobile documentation. And so what happens over here is now it will narrow down your search. It will not go to the web and search for everything. Rather, it will go and search like Nimbleworks website. And from there, if it is able to find and understand the product from on that purpose, it will actually provide a little bit more focused and provide a TOC, which is better response as compared to the previous one. So that's how we are now iterating and providing one by one, step by step, trying to create this document. So the next prompt that what we will do is we will add, Balaji, can you, so the next prompt that we are going to add is saying like you are close, but the Nimblework mobile app has following features. Like now I am actually narrowing it down further and telling that these are certain features that are available in my mobile app. Okay. So according to that, what it will do now is now it will provide us with a much more accurate response where it is showing specifically only those features that I have explained. And these things that he is taking out, again, it is going to the web and it is checking like since this is a mobile application that we have recently launched, it knows now that okay, at least in the website it might be available. So it is going to the knowledge base and it is checking this information and accordingly it is getting a bit more accurate as compared to our previous responses. So these are certain features which we have told it and it actually provided us with the same TOC that we were expecting.
Yes.
Now, next prompt. Yeah. So now what we have done is like every of this section, we will need some overview and introductory section, right? So depending on how much lines you want that introduction of each of this section, depending on how much in deep you want to explain that, you can ask the ChatGPT to provide 5 to 8 lines for a certain section, or even you can say that for cafe session, I want only 4 lines. For my analytics, I want 5 lines. According to that, whatever standard you have, your rule that you are expecting, according to that, it will provide a response. So this was something that we have discussed, like how to prompt and what are the rules. So same lines, we have actually generated this response. So you
And
will
by
see.
the way, this is the prompts. This is the iterative process.
Yes, the one of the rule that we had explained in our previous slide. So now, yeah. So can you go next one? Yeah. Now this is the very interesting feature that we have over here is like you can actually upload a screenshot of your mobile application. And what I'm expecting now that there was one of the TOC, which was cafe, which is basically this cafe is basically a social media where people can actually interact, add kudos and all those things. So that is one of the feature in Nimblework, which we are actually trying to document here. So what I want ChatGPT to do is read this screenshot, okay, and explain all the relevant, basically now the prompt, if you read, it is mentioning, explain all the relevant things about the cafe, like cards needing attention in the top collaboration across various spaces like MySpace, Project Space. So all those things are available on the screenshot. And according to that, it will actually read through that thing and provide us with the proper section explanation about the feature. So this is much more accurate because it is able to see. Secondly, it is also we have also provided it much more narrowed down its search, and at the same time, it is able to provide us with a much better information from the website. Saying that the last one more prompt that we are having now. Now we have got all these things, right? Now what I want to do is I want all of these things to be added to our actual document that we were creating. So we have now TOC, we have the 5 lines, we have now cafe explanation. So all these things I want it to get merged into our into the main document. So going
1 minute.
ahead, there is yeah.
1 minute. See, problem is whether if you don't get exact results, you need to
Yeah.
changing the prompt. See, I have changed 6 prompts to get the result that I need. I need this one. I need all the things in one document, which I will show in the next one. Yeah, continue, sir.
Yeah. So the one point that he has mentioned over here, this is so as we are saying that AI will take over. At the end, it's also depends like what you're writing down, what is the prompt that you're writing. Okay. So as a technical writer, it is we know that our grammar, our language, we need to be controlled and we need to properly add the prompt so that so that the response that we are expecting it comes out to be accurate. Okay, so that's the reason if you see Balaji actually added 5 to 6 different prompts, and after that it actually provided us with what we were expecting. Okay, so now the next thing is like this is something new that has come up in ChatGPT, which now Balaji will explain. So we have added all of this information into our one document, and it is having a new UI. So Balaji, yeah, you can take it.
Yeah, this is Canvas that is recently, I think last week, as they have published. Something is that whenever you say documentation, it will act like a Google Doc. The moment you go into Canvas mode, basically what I mean, whatever the Chat GPT results is, you can't edit that. Whereas in Canvas, just like in documentation, Google Docs, you can edit any response and you can tweak anything. Okay, and let's say I'll select entire documentation. I need a bit more length. You can increase the length of this one. Okay, and you can also increase the reading level of whether you need graduate level or beginner level or kindergarten, whatever it is. So the Canvas explore other options. We are not going to it. Canvas is really helpful in terms of documentation. Just exactly, it will act like a Google Docs. And since there is an integration with Google Drive, I have an integration. So this data can be transferred to Google Drive, Google Docs directly. Okay, yeah, that's it. There are other options that under Canvas, please go and explore over there. And you can just like whatever you do in Google Docs or Microsoft Word or Confluence or document, whatever you can do over there, you can do the same things here. Of course, some functionality can be limited, but I think it's a very powerful tool. Check it out.
Yeah. So we are done with our documentation. Now, next, let's go to the slide for the AI tools.
So since we have created documentation so far, I believe, since it is a new tool that we have tried, that Nimble Work mobile app, I would say around 50 to 70%, the range will follow between that. The number will fall between that. It is accurate, I would say. So you're now your doc and you do the final tricks and your documentation is ready. And you need to some tools beyond that. For example, image generation, float chart, let's say for other scripts. So there are other tools beyond ChatGPT. Of course, these tools came post ChatGPT era. So now let's see what are those tools. First, we will see the infographic tools, matlab the flow charts, the infographic image, we'll see. In the infographic tools, basically what the process is like, you input the text, you'll get the image or the chat. So that's how it is. Yeah, documentation is done. Now info. So here you have set of plugins, right? How do we get that? Here, I believe you'll have this explore of GPTs. Click on that. You'll get something like this. All the apps that are integrated with GPT will appear here. And make no mistake, all these particular apps are trained for that purpose, let's say v.ai, this is specially designed for text to image, text to audio, text to video. Outside of that, if you ask questions, it won't answer. Similarly, my Nimble buddy, Nimble Work, I have created this plugin. Within the frame of nimblework.com, if you ask any question, it will answer. With outside of that frame, it won't answer. So all these bots, or I would say plugins, are trained in that fashion, and you have tons of tools here. Just go through and add pin to that. So how to add this particular plugins? Let's say, yeah, write anything. Click on this any plugin that you want and directly start a chat if you want to. Or if you find this something interesting, just pin it in the sidebar. So that will appear here. That's how I got whimsical diagrams. That's how I got right for me all these particular plugins. So whimsical diagrams. What whimsical diagrams does is that whenever you input some text, okay, recently I was working on some indent outdent tasks, so which is hierarchy of tasks. So I just added the overview of that, and I got something like this, the image, the flow chart. And of course you're free to edit this, the color, the line, that font, all the things. Okay.
Saurabh,
And there are
Saurabh, sorry to disturb, but just thought of reminding, we have about 4 minutes for this session because we have a Q&A session also. So just, sorry, just had to highlight that.
yeah, cool.
Thank you, Balaji.
So we have whimsical diagrams. Basically, it converts text to image, and you'll get something like this. You can edit any flow. You can edit this thing. Similarly, napkin.ai, we have this. Basically, you create a new napkin and highlight any text, just like this, and click on this charge button. So it will analyze the things, and you'll get charts like this. There are tons of variations. Please go through that. Time constraint, I can't go each and everything. So you have tons. For flowcharts generation, I would suggest my first preference is always napkin.ai. Just check it out. You have tons of variations, and with each variations you have different styles. Okay. Here, if let's say here, you see this style. So that's how napkin.ai works. And similarly, for documentation purpose, we have something called write for me. It is only especially designed for documentation. For concise, it makes sure SEO is in check, the style guides is in check. So you can use this write for me. I have created this. I just given the screenshot and bit explanation. So what is the difference from direct chat GPT chat and this right for me is that this plugin is especially designed for documentation, and it knows the rules of the documentation. That is the main point here. And we have one more tool called Toolbuzz. I would highly suggest go through this one. This is very much Toolbuzz has a lot of tools. One of them is this one, AI writing assistant, just like this, write for me. Basically, you input any content, some overview, and it generates the content for you. The difference between this is more humanized. The toolbars, you can use any of the tools that they have. The thing is, it is more humanized. Okay. Then we'll come to another category called research. Uh, some of you are in research fields, documentation. See, for that I have Scholar GPT. We already have from Google. We have Scholar GPT, right? Google Scholar, right? This comes under Google itself. What is the difference from Google Scholar and Scholar GPT? Basically, when you enter one question, you get tons of articles or papers published with respect to one question. Whereas Scholar GPT, it's for one particular question, it gives one answer. Most likely, it is very accurate. Okay, just try it out. Let's come to data analyze category. So I have plugin called Data Analyst. Okay. Now, what it does is that whenever you add some PDF into that, how delete it? Okay. So I have added Mahindra annual report, okay, 2023, 2024. I said how many manufacturing plants in India. So it basically said 47. It is taking from this particular resource and it is showing you. Similarly, you can do experiment the same from Notebook LM, where you can add report and you will get, just add that question. See, 47 manufacturing plants across India. It is taking from this source. I think Mr. Raj has explained beautifully about Notebook LM. So I don't, and you can also convert this into script. This part of whatever there is in this, you can convert that into script and generate that into audio. I think Raj had explained about that. So now coming to video scripts. So video scripts, I would like to take one extra minute here. I know I just fast forward all this. Here we have vid.ai. Okay, it is basically what it does. As I said earlier, when you input text, it can generate into script, then into audio with background music. Then it will add images for that. Then it will give some video output. Basically, text to video. Okay, now let's see how it works. I have given one prompt, generate a marketing video or script for nimblewalcom.com project company. I have given the URL of nimblewalk.com. Duration is 60 seconds. And it has created a script and it has generated a video for me. That is, here is a video.
The audio is not working for us, but it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This audio is not working.
Maybe you can reshare.
Tired of juggling tasks, deadlines, and team coordination across endless platforms? NimbleWork is here to transform the way you manage projects. From startups to enterprises, NimbleWork keeps your team aligned, productive, and stress-free. With intuitive dashboards, seamless collaboration tools, and real-time updates, you'll never miss a beat. Whether you're tracking deliverables, managing workflows, or analyzing performance.
You can always edit that particular thing in vid.ai. So the clips are not coming matching, but the voiceover and the background music, it's intact. And you can always replace the scripts within the vid.ai platform. Okay. As I said, my go-to tool for all these is, Toolbars. It is more humanized. I know you can use the tool, one tool called free script writer from this. It is somewhere here. Yeah. Script writer. AI script writer. You can use this one to write a script. Among all the tools that I came across, I think this is more humanized. You can try it, check it out. Yeah, here it is. And it has other tools also, image generation, AI, paper writing, email, all this. Just check it out. And finally, we have, I spoke about Notebook LM earlier too. So you can basically input any, let's say, you have this article in your knowledge base, copy this article and go to this Notebook LM in the website section or link section. You just add the link and just say generate. I've already did that. So just create a marketing script for nimblewalk.com, duration 1.5 seconds. So it will generate the script for you. Accordingly, the audio will be generated if needed. Now, here the clips is not that much accurate. So what I do is that I'll go to Sora.com where I will just enter the text and it will give me the videos. If someone is into video creation, I think they will feel the pain of paying iStock images. They cost around, each video will cost around 2,000. So just for 30 seconds. So Sora.com is still, it's in progress to become best. But yeah, I have given earlier, just before this demo started, I have given this collaborative meeting, text, and it is generated this one. It takes a couple of minutes, but yeah, see this response. So which you can download this and input in your vid.com timeline. Okay. So yeah, that's, I fast forwarded very much in this tools section. I'll share you. Just go through that if needed. So we have explained this. So yeah, is that correct? It's just a Control C, Control V mode, where you see this. There is a meme going around in the internet where she
I
just
hope I hope people have not joined this session thinking that the keyboard will change to only Control C V.
this.
So it's uh, that's not that's not going to happen as of now. It will require our own understanding, and accordingly we will be explaining to ChatGPT and according providing that kind of information. But yeah, never know when this day will come. So it's just for
One
fun.
bottom line is be up to date with the AI,
Exactly.
being a technical writer or however it is. With that, any questions?
Yes, we have one from Balu. In fact, two we had. In fact, yeah, I mean, earlier in the session, before we started to get into more details, he wanted to know about what are the best practices to keep in mind while giving GPT their knowledge base from our side to understand and fine tune responses. That came earlier in the session. And the last one was is right for ME available for everyone.
I didn't get that. Can you repeat? Your voice is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sorry. Am I audible now? Better?
Yes, yes.
Louder. Okay. So yeah, I'll go with the first, which I think you've also covered a lot of it.
So yeah,
But I'll
so
just
for the first question, I would say that we have it's simple, like whatever we have mentioned about the prompts and the rules that we had explained, those certain rules and prompts we need to follow. And as Balaji has mentioned, to customize it, you can do that customization and provide it to the chat GPT, and it will actually provide you and much more accurate and focused response. Okay. The second question.
yeah, the second was is right for ME available for everyone. Uh, Balu, if
Right for
you're
me. Yeah.
yeah, if you're around, you can unmute and also share more on that question.
No, I was just curious whether the right for me GPT was created by you guys. I just checked it. It is available for public access.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
public.
yeah, plug-in kind of.
All right, so we have, I mean, a little more time for Qs. Any more? Feel free to unmute and you can come with your questions.
I think everyone is hungry.
Uh, Saurabh and Balaji, thank you.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah, sorry,
yeah,
go
it
ahead,
was
go ahead.
truly a wonderful blend of so much of knowledge around AI and its usage. Of course, in our organization, we are using Copilot, but the additional knowledge and all these add-ons in your own individual capacities have explored a lot of possibilities, and it will definitely fill in a lot of confidence, as Suvarna Lataji was telling, like. Uh, we must be knowing, like we should be knowing how best we can use the prompts to get the things done and get the work done. Overall, a wonderful package of so much of knowledge sharing by all the wonderful gentlemen here, including Suvarna Lata. Thanks to Technical Writers Tribe for arranging this session for today. Thank you.
Saurabh, Balaji, we should actually consider doing a workshop on this. It's amazing. There was so much to take, and even Puneet was sharing the same. So yeah, thank you folks so much. It was really an amazing session. Can't wait to try out more of it. Also, for everybody, yeah, anybody, any other questions? Just 30 seconds more before we wrap up the event.
How if we want to approach